Daily Blast Live. We're talking about what you're talking about. Real, honest, entertaining, live. DBL starts right now.
3, 2. Wonderful open. Welcome to DBL. How is everyone? It's Thursday, January 14th. I'm Tori here with my good friends, Al and Brandon. We had Lindsay. We lost Lindsay for some cyber reasons, which I'm sure you can understand. If we get her back, don't worry, we'll pop her right back in. All right. Well, as I'm sure you've all heard by now, the president was impeached yesterday. Speaker Nancy Pelosi signed the articles of impeachment making this the very first time a sitting president has been impeached twice. So what's next? All right, well, what happens, Tori's always taught you, right? After the impeachment, you go to the Senate. The Senate will hold a trial, but not until President-elect Joe Biden is sworn into office. Speaking of which, Biden tweeted that he hopes the Senate will deal with their constitutional responsibilities on impeachment while also working on the other urgent business of this nation. But some, including this guy, former FBI Director James Comey, are now saying that Biden should consider pardoning the president. So DBL Nation, we really want to throw it out to you today. We want to know your take. Should Joe Biden pardon President Trump? Go to dblvote.com to weigh in. You can also send me comments on YouTube, Facebook. We got people looking for it. For precedence, guys, Gerald Ford pardoned President Nixon after he resigned and said for any crimes related to Watergate, he is absconded, he's free, everything's allowed, he's pardoned because for the healing of the nation. So that's sort of what Comey is saying. Al, do you agree, disagree?
The healing. This was last Thursday, bro. What are we talking about? Yeah. They're still cleaning up the White House. There hasn't been a trial. There hasn't been an investigation, Brandon. How can we heal if we don't know what's going on? What if somebody broke into your apartment, Brandon, and the cops came and their stuff, your TV's gone and stuff is broken and jewelry's missing, and you go, well, did you catch the guys? I think I might know who did this. And the cops go, let's not worry about that. This is a time for healing. Yeah. What would you say? What would you think?
Double standard. Obviously, I'm going to think double standard because all you continue to hear, and I'm not trying to pile on, and DBL Nation, please, if you're on the other side of this.
Jake from State Farm.
Well, they made a lot of insurance money cleaning up that state capitol building.
They sure did. All right. So Jake, says this. Pardoning Trump is the quickest way to heal the nation. It closes the Trump chapter and allows Biden to get to work. Now, what's funny is that Gerald Ford thought the same thing for Nixon. I just want to be clear. Nixon, though, resigned. He had punitive damages to what he did with Watergate. He stole some information. He lost. He took the L. He left. If we pardon, to me, President Trump, then there's no punitive damages. There's no consequence. Comey said, let's make sure we get to things that matter. Justice matters. This matters. Consequences matter. So
you're neglecting the fact that he still thinks he won. So he's going to have that I won energy. Yeah. And it's so interesting when we start talking about healing is now and not the time for these discussions. What does that sound like? I remember when I used to take phonics classes in like the 5th grade and the teacher would be like, sounds like same rhetoric from school shootings. Mm-hmm. Remember we couldn't talk about guns because now's the time for unity.
Thoughts
now's the time for healing. Yeah. Hey, let's talk about gun control. Now's the time for healing. By the way, did we ever get around those conversations?
No,
I don't think so. We did.
Interesting.
Do you remember? Think about it, Brandon. Get back to me.
Interesting.
And I want to get back to you, and I want to hear from the Blue Lives Matter people out there as well. One of our own. You know, but when people say Blue Lives Matter, when you hear that, there's a line in the sand. Either you back the blue or you black BLM or black people. I think all of us up here either have a family member or a friend or know someone who is a police officer or law enforcement. A couple of our own has died.
Yeah, and that's what's so interesting to me visually was seeing someone with a thin blue line flag walking into the Capitol, and they were beating cops at the same time. It was so odd to see that the law and order, sort of Blue Lives Matter, were taking down the federal law enforcement, which I thought was interesting.
You think it was odd to me, Al, and Lindsay, when we get it back on? That was a moment of clarity because to us, it was never about the blue, back the blue when it came to that. And for us to see that image to us, that only let us know, and that was just an affirmation.
What it meant nothing, right? Interesting. Yeah. Well, Kathy from Twitter says if Biden were to pardon the Trumps, right? And just so you know, in my opinion, he will pardon everybody. Expect it starting today. A huge pardon. He will pardon himself, his family, and everyone he knows. Kathy says if Biden were to pardon the Trumps and Giuliani, he would quickly lose a lot of credibility with 80 million Americans. And then Betty says Democrats always talk about taking the high road. Pardoning Trump will prove that their actions follow their rhetoric. What do you think about that, Al, that a pardon would actually be the high road? Like if they go low, we go high, which is the Michelle Obama Democratic creed.
Yeah, how'd that work out in 2016? People don't like the high road, apparently. People like it when you call certain talk show hosts fat, you know, when you insult people, when you call people Little Marco and Lion Ted. People like that. People don't like the high road. When people are trying to get you to do something, they want you to take the high road. It's just verbal manipulation. It's like, oh, are you saying that you're not a moral person? Take the high road. I'm still going to vote for him, but now we're not talking about what I don't want to talk about.
Can't you do both, though, Al? Can't you have the high road and try and have consequences and move on, as Joe Biden was saying?
I don't know, Brandon. I want to hear from you, man. I feel like the high road is according to whoever is saying it and whatever they think the high road may be.
If it fits your agenda. Because right now we continue to deflect. I feel as though we continue to deflect the fact that we need to nip this whole white supremacy and law enforcement deal that we are dealing with. And we have continued to say that. My grandparents have always told me. My father, who was in law enforcement, had told me, it's bigger than just impeaching this man. It's bigger than just, oh, should he pardon him or not? There are people whose lives are at stake. And I'm not just saying white or black. This is the American democracy thing, what brings us all together. So I'm hoping that this brings us together as a country, but we still have that uncomfortable conversation.
I don't know, Brandon, if we need to keep talking about that togetherness, man.
Okay.
I think that, Tori, I know you got comments, but like, do you think that's possible?
What?
I mean, that we can come together as a country. Like, honestly. Think about it.
I have.
Not do you want.
Okay.
Do you think?
I think there will always be about 37% of this country that is willing to overthrow because they want what they want. And I think that's been in America forever, that 40%.
1865, Civil War.
Yeah. I think that's always been part of our history. We're a really young country.
Here we are, 2021, we're having the same conversation.
I think we're way back to the beginning. I think we're back to insurrection.
But maybe, Tori, it never changed. You keep thinking we progressed, but did we?
Yes, because
I watched on an 88-inch screen a police officer with his neck on a man, with his knee on a man's neck on live TV in HD. So have we progressed that much? That was last year.
Right. The arc of justice bends very slowly, but it bends towards justice. The arc of the moral universe, excuse me, that's Martin Luther King. Know that things go in circles, and again, we're back here, but the civil rights movement, the Voting Rights Act of 1964, we've moved forward. We might take steps back, but we're headed forward. I do have hope for America. I really do.
Brandon?
And I'll say, yes, we are moving forward in the sense of we've brought more allies over on that line, Al. Now it was just we're putting that pressure on our allies to make sure that they are speaking out and they seeing something, saying something. Because like I said, this is an American thing. This is something that hurts and will benefit all of us.
All right, well, let's get to the final vote. 83% of you are saying, should Joe Biden pardon President Trump? 83% say no. Strong majority, but again, 17% say yes. And finally, I just want to get Eric Rogers, who wrote in and said, Trump is considered to be responsible, again, allegedly, and we're going to be hearing more about this, for someone's death. Nixon didn't cause any death. Therefore, maybe the pardons.
Didn't we lose another officer to suicide this morning?
We have. We've lost at least. His name is Officer Liebengood. I hope the booth can check me on that. He did kill himself, and he was a Capitol Police officer the day after the riots, and that is just as much a loss of life.
Isn't it interesting we're talking about putting this away on a morning where somebody has committed suicide again?
Yeah.
Guys, stick with us.
Give it a week.
Give it a week. Give it a week. Well, we're not stopped talking about it. That's what we do here at DBL. Coming up, we're switching gears, though. Sandra Lee, better known, hard turn here as Dr. Pimple Popper. She's taking on new cases and telling us what really grosses her out. And has the pandemic caused an uptick in infidelity? Why more and more are turning to the virtual options? I don't even know what that means.
Yes, you do.
Al does. We'll see you next.
Closet we can sell. Jeans you don't love? Sneakers not your style anymore? Jacket.
Welcome back to DBL. The pandemic has really put pressure on some couples who are now forced to live together in very close quarters without the ability to get out and socialize. So this has reportedly led to a rise in cheating, but not in person. Instead, men and women are stepping out virtually, whether it be on a naughty Zoom call, sexting, or sliding into a stranger's DMs. So the question is virtual cheating different than cheating in person? No?
Why do you say that like a question?
Why do you say it like that, Tori?
I guess I thought that shouldn't even really be a question. Like, virtual cheating is still cheating, isn't it? It's the emotional.
Brandon, do you think it's okay to go down for a thought crime?
We're gonna go down. We gotta go to me. It opens up a discussion, Al, because technically it's not cheating since it's not physical cheating, but since like Tori said, it's emotional cheating. What is this relationship lacking? Like, that should open up some sort of discussion rather than being like, you know what, it's it, pack your stuff, it's over. You know?
Let me ask you this.
Thank you for
How many how many people do you think would rather their partner, male, female, him, her, they, cheat with somebody that they had no connection with one time in another country, came back, admitted it 10 years later, or didn't cheat physically but found handwritten letters, notes,
See, it's worse.
kissy faces?
It's worse.
Which is worse,
Yeah.
the physical or the mental? And I think the mental is worse because it's the giving of your heart to somebody else.
Yep.
And that's supposed to be the one thing that's yours.
That you trust.
We all kind of assume that our partner has been with other people physically, maybe even a one-night stand, whatever, short-term relationship, spring break, whatever.
Yeah.
But I just don't know. I think the thought crime is what really gets people, because you start doing this like, oh, you sent this when I was in the shower.
Yeah, it's very
you
tricky.
sent this on my birthday? It's worse.
It's manipulative and it gets into your head. I agree. We got Lindsay back, and I just want to
Yes.
take Lindsay on this journey with me. Virtual cheating, my love, worse, the same, or less than physical cheating?
This is insane that I come in out of all the things to discuss today. I got to talk about if I want to cheat over email. I think
Her boyfriend Colin's right next to her, like, you better answer this right.
Colin's right here. No, I think that it's just like, if you're unhappy, then I think you should just break up. But I also think it's like, when you're younger, you know, maybe there's like some room for all like the Instagram and everything that's happening. But when you're older, like, you actually have free will and money to decide how to move around. And so what's the point? I don't understand, of like dragging people through these long written letters or Zoom calls, sneaking. It's just like, you know, I don't know. I'm a big fan of like autonomy and
can I ask you
freedom,
this
and so
really
that
quickly?
would just sabotage all that.
Lindsay, do you think it might work against people that are older because they might say, A, I don't have time, or B, I don't want to go back out to the bars at 39 years old. I don't want to be at ladies' night at 43, and maybe that keeps them in a relationship.
But do you want to be in your car on Zoom, sneaking on FaceTime? Like, what is that?
The car got air
as an older
conditioning.
lady or gentleman.
The car has air conditioning. We're leaving it on that. It's fabulous and sad at the same time. We'll be right back.
It's only a matter of time.
Welcome back to DBL. To her patients, she's known as Dr. Sandra Lee. To her fans, she's Dr. Pimple Popper. I spoke with the popular dermatologist earlier, and heads up, today's DBL Spotlight is not for the faint of heart.
Kids would make a funny face, and I just got really embarrassed.
Kids can exclude you because of it, huh?
Welcome, Dr. Sandra Lee, to Daily Blast Live, but you are better known as Dr. Pimple Popper. Turning seriously, we had the pandemic and people are turning to comfort TV to get a sense of normal. What might surprise some is for millions of people, that's what you provide, comfort TV. So we want to know why you think your popping is so popular.
Well, you know, it's funny because I think initially people watch because it's sort of a shocking thing. You know, we've all had that feeling of feeling left out or feeling like you look different or being embarrassed by something. And to see that change in somebody, especially now with the pandemic and we're all, you know, kind of stuck inside and we can't see people, but now these people are getting changed in a positive way that they're going to feel confident feeling like a normal person.
And there's a good before after, there's a payoff, which I always love, but sometimes the payoff can be gross, right? And I want you to be very honest. I'm not asking for names. I don't want to violate HIPAA, but is there any patient that you've actually been really grossed out, even once?
Sometimes I'm shocked by what comes out, but I don't think I'm ever really grossed out.
What in life actually gets you grossed out other than this stuff? Is there other things in life that you are really grossed out about?
Yeah, raw chicken under your fingers, toenails, other bodily functions. I don't like spiders. I don't like things, you know. So yeah, I mean, I definitely get grossed out by things, but I think in the office in these kinds of, you know, situations, as long as I have a splash screen, as long as I have gloves, I can do pretty much anything.
For every popaholic like myself, there's someone who thinks they're nuts. Have you ever been able to convert anyone from a hater into a popaholic?
Oh yes. I think that you got to start off slow. You can't just step right into a giant cyst. You got to start off with blackheads, and then you got to see, oh yeah, that is pretty cool. That they're all like snowflakes. There's never one the same. You don't know what to expect, but then it's really like kind of relieving and soothing and relaxing to watch it. I'm not a true popaholic. I call myself a born again popaholic because I understand the satisfaction that people get.
And to see Dr. Sandra Lee in action, check out new episodes of Dr. Pimple Popper on TLC. Thanks a lot, Doc. It's been good talking to you. We'll be right back. Welcome back to DBL. All right, earlier Steph showed me some amazing products at even better prices. Here's today's DBL Deal Blast, presented by MorningSave.com. All right, Steph, what do you have for us today?
So this is the Odyssey Mind and Body Motion Activated Sanitizer and Soap Dispenser. It's stunning. It's got a motion detecting soap dispenser which serves perfectly as like a modern way for increasing sanitation in your home while reducing mess and cleanup time. So normally this is as much as $50, but we've got it for $19. 62%, Tori. Next up, I've got the perfect item for people working from home, and these have got your name all over them, Tori.
Always.
If you're on your computer all day, you know, it's the 2-pack Blue View blue light blocking glasses, and they filter nearly 80% damaging blue light and HEV light from your phone and computer screen. They can also come in your choice of reading magnification.
Oh, awesome.
So that's really handy.
Yeah.
So normally it's as much as $50, but we've got two for $19, 62%. Now, Tori, if you're like me and you made a resolution to be more fit and healthy this year, here's the way to do it. It's with the Empower Fit Pro smartwatch with an interchangeable band set. So it's got health functions that include your temperature, heart rate, blood pressure, and you can even connect it to your phone for incoming call and message notifications. So normally it's $130. We've got it, are you ready? For $39, saving 70%. Your skin's gonna be flawless without having to leave your home. It is the Glossmetics Luxe 4-in-1 Sonic Facial Cleansing and Exfoliating Set. The dirt and debris will be thoroughly buffed away, leaving nothing but soft, smooth, glowing skin with this set. So it's water resistant for easy use in the shower. It comes with 4 different interchangeable brush heads. So normally this is $130. We've got it for $20, saving 85%.
You too can snag these amazing deals at the lowest prices. Again, if you're like me, just do it on your smartphone. You can go to morningsave.com right there. Good stuff, no? All right, we got some comments. Linz, let me know what you think. Trace, it's not cheating if it's just zooming.
All you want to do is zoom, zoom, zoom.
I don't understand that.
Because it's not, you're not there, you're zoomed there. Okay, Billy says virtual cheating is totally cheating, and Veronica says if a dude want to slide into my DMs, be my guest. That's awesome, but I think zooming cheating is still cheating, guys. Lindsay, do you agree?
Yeah, I think just like if you have to go sneak around and do something, just pick a different choice in life. I don't know. I don't know. Just be free.
Did y'all not hear that part?
All right, DBL's New Every Day. We'll see you same time, same place tomorrow. Bye, guys.